Hello, everyone, and welcome to what is, at least where I am, a beautiful Thursday, March 12th. I can actually, I just realized the title of this live stream is above my head in the back end of our streaming software here. And I've never once looked at it to just know what day it was. I always got to peek down to the clock on my computer to figure it out. You learn something new every day, folks. But welcome to Dabble's Writing Sprints on this beautiful Thursday, March 12th, with your host, myself, Doug Lansborough, not Hank, as Bernadette's called me there. We are on deck for 3 20-minute sprints today with a 5-minute break in between each one, starting with this first 5-minute break. And along the way, maybe I'll drop some nuggets. Maybe I'll drop some hot takes. Maybe I'll say controversial things to get you yelling at me in the comments. Probably not that one, though. Let's be real. I like to say nice things that make you happy. But starting with, what are you working on today? Let me know. Let me know what you are sprinting alongside me with. You'll find the links for all 3 sprints down below in the description, but I'm dropping the first one in the chat there. I'm going to scroll all the way up here, and I got to say hello to NJ and Bill and Ashley and Keo and Bernadette and OG. Excellent. Awesome. Awesome. Welcome. If we're calling Doug not Hank, then we should call Hank not Doug. Hank got called Doug on Tuesday. That's brutal. Poor guy. But it's right here. That's okay. Everyone makes mistakes. It happens. Some good news, though. Some good news while you're all telling me what you're going to be writing alongside me. I finished my read through of my work in progress, my manuscript that I'm hoping to get published this year. And, it's only March, so that is looking more and more likely. And maybe we'll get a second one published this year. Who knows? I didn't say that on record, though. But what I really am excited about is, I get to write today. There are a bunch of scenes that were unfinished or some scenes that I want to add to the story before I go through and make the prose really pretty. So I'm going to be writing today for the first time since, I don't know, January. So I'm very excited for that. But the last few chapters, not to toot my own horn, you all know that I don't love bragging about myself. I don't love talking about myself, at least when it comes to professional things. But the last few chapters of this manuscript, chills, goosebumps, feels. It was so good. I am so thrilled with how this novel has ended and how it's set up for the next one. I just need to go through and make the rest of it give me the same emotions. so yeah. That's I'm just pumped. I'm over the moon right now. I'm full of excitement. And hopefully we can Okay, so it was Rosalinda that called Hank Doug on Tuesday. Excellent. Jen is here as well. Welcome, welcome. Have I had a haircut? Not for a while. It's just kind of swooped over to the side today. Normally it goes back a little bit more, but it is what it is today. Let me make sure I'm not over time here. Nope. So it was Rosalinda that called Hank Doug. That's okay. That's okay. I'm sure he forgave you pretty quickly. If anything, he was probably complimented. TW, welcome. OG's still working on the notebook story. Awesome. Bernadette's rewriting a chapter. That's fantastic. Ashley's been having a rough couple weeks. I'm sorry about that, my friend, but I hope you're enjoying the coffee in the coffee shop that you're working at. I saw that earlier. Bernadette, I'm moving Easter weekend, April 4th. So only a few weeks out now, and we've done almost no packing. Only the packing to stage the house. Yeah, awesome. And Milk Toast goes, oh my goodness, that is a fantastic name. That is so good. Asking anyone doing novel beginnings here, and I don't know what that is. So someone enlighten me in the chat, because I'd like to be in on this. Not that I have new things to write. I need to focus still. Okay, I can't be doing these fun things while I gotta work. But the timer's a beeping, which means you've probably started the sprint. So I will see you all in 20 minutes. Happy writing. All right, everyone. That is our first sprint of the day finished. There we go. There's my face. How did everybody do? I got myself a nice 769 words, which is a lot more than I thought I would be getting. I was really going into these sprints thinking I'll be happy with like a couple hundred, because I'm shaking off the rust a little bit. But like I said, I'm just full. I'm full of excitement and joy right now, even if I'm writing not so joyful things. So let me know in the chat. I'm also going to paste the link to the second sprint in the chat, but as always, you'll find the 3 links to today's sprints in the description down below me in that description box on YouTube. Bernadette got 149 of the rewrite, Rosalindo 145, Keo 142. Most of the sprint was you thinking. 166 for Nikana. That's awesome. Ashley's currently writing the emotional progress of the child that keeps biting me. Fair enough. Fair enough. Again, do not envy you for that one, but I know that people appreciate you, myself included, for people that fill those kinds of roles. And I'm a bit biased. My wife's a teacher, so so color me a little bit biased on that one, but I know I'm not the only one. 284 for Milk Toast, excellent. NJ got 304, awesome, awesome. 110 for Bill. Rabbit Hole for Penknife as one word or two. I love, this is a tangent, okay, and I didn't really have anything planned for this chat and for these in between chat anyway, but I love looking at the evolution of language from 2 separate words to a single hyphenated word to a compound word. And I'm an editor. I'm obviously a writer. So that kind of stuff obviously interests me probably more than it interests a lot of people. But I think it's so cool just to see how language evolves over time and how language comes from different languages and how we came up for terms with certain things and then how things evolve into compound words. It's just so neat. It's so interesting. Um, yeah, yeah, that's all. Ashley, I've never told her your stories, but maybe I will. Maybe I will tonight. I also saw from Milk Toast before, and then verified by Keo. Not that it needs verifying, but Novel Beginnings is a pro writing aid writing competition. So that's very exciting. And if there's anyone else writing or doing the competition, let me know. That's very cool. For my W Academy folks, if you are a part of W Academy, we have our workshop roundtable tonight, which is a very informal discussion-based event where you can turn on your camera or you can use your microphone or you can just type on your keyboard. And we're talking about our workshop from last month, and last month's Academy workshop was all about conflict. It was a good one. It was very exciting. I love doing that kind of stuff. So today is just a nice casual event for W Academy. And if you aren't part of W Academy yet, well, then let me grab a link for you to go check out because I finally made a web page for it. Let me do this and that, and there we go. This one should get you to it if I did my job right. If you are already an Academy member, it'll just bring you to the Academy community. But if you are interested in learning more about W Academy, that is the place to go. You mean I get to cause chaos at the round table tonight? Well, I can always kick you out. Excellent. Ashley just finished your review, so you're emailing them off and you're going to get to sprinting. That's awesome. Okay, I do have a question for the crowd, but we have a minute until the sprint starts. So I'll ask the question now. We'll talk about it when we get back from the next sprint. And that question is, what is one fun non-writing thing that you've been doing lately? What's a hobby that you've been doing that is not writing? I like to know. I like to know. I just talked about how I'm interested in the evolution of words. It's not like etymology is a hobby of mine, but I want to know what kind of hobbies you've been up to. So, and Bernadette's Project Gorgon MMO. I'll have to check it out more because I don't know that one as well as I know some other MMOs. I was a Guild Wars boy back in the day. Oh, and I miss it. I miss it. All right, the second sprint is starting. Here we go. I will see everyone in 20 minutes. All right, and that is our second sprint of the day done. How'd that go for everyone? I got another 743 words this time around and feeling good about it. Let me grab the third link, or the link for our third sprint. Again, you'll find it down below. You'll also find it linked in the second sprint. But for your convenience, so that's why I'm here, the link is in the chat. Awesome. Some good numbers coming in. That's excellent. Ashley having a much better time with those words, I'm thinking, than the 20 words that that you wrote before. But some bigger numbers all around for everyone, it looks like. That's fantastic. Great job. I want to scroll up and see what hobbies we're working on. So Bernadette's been playing Project Gorgon. I think you can pronounce it either way. I think I like Gorgon better. Gorgon feels weird on the tongue. Keo got back into reading recently. Honestly, this is something that I've spoken about before, is that I am bad at reading. I'm a very slow reader, and I don't take the time to sit down and read as much as I should, both as someone who loves to read and as an author. As authors, we should be reading a lot more so we can absorb the parts of the craft that we really like, and so we can learn from our peers and those people who have continued to excel at what we want to do, right? I listen to a lot of audiobooks and I really like those, but I really want to read. Now, having gone through and read so much for this revision, I'm hoping to keep that habit up and get at least 15, 30 minutes of reading in every day, every other day. Again, it's a hobby. It's supposed to be fun, so I'm not going to treat it like it's another job. I have enough of those. um Milquetoast likes animation. That's really cool. That's awesome. What kind of animation? Like, if there's any particular kind. Ashley's applying for new jobs. I don't know if I'd count that as a hobby, but more power to you. Remember to do some stuff that you actually enjoy while you're doing all of that. Bill's wife is a copy editor, great profession, and she needed a new website. Oh, that's awesome. Fantastic. And I'm assuming you made that for her, Bill, is what you're saying there, and not just, hey, she needs it. And I went, no, that's fine. Nakan is here as well, and Danny's here. Awesome. Welcome, everyone. And okay, and yeah, Milquetoast saying it needs to read more. Excellent. Yeah, Rosalinda's not actually much of a reader. I try to avoid when people say we should, the rebel in me. The only reason I say we should is because it is a great way to, like, if you continue to just write and not expose yourself to other authors' work, then you're only going to improve your own writing in your own style in a way that may or may not be the best, right? You are missing out on the opportunity to add to your style when you read other folks' work, and it's just fun. Milktoast trying to make little animatics. I think I said that right, of your story. That's awesome. That's fantastic. TW started watching The Last Airbender. Oh, thank God. About time. Rain, I have a hard time reading like a writer and remembering to pay attention. You get too caught up in whatever you're reading to get as much out of it as you should, which is actually a better problem than having it the other way around. Because as an editor and a writer, it is so, one of the reasons I think I don't read as much is because it's so hard for me to turn that side of my brain off that it becomes overly analytical. So you're gonna be having a good time. You don't need to like read everything analytically. Just that passive absorption of style, of characterization, of dialogue, of world building, of whatever you're reading, that helps. Don't be hard on yourself. And Coffee Create Connect just found and subscribed. Oh, welcome. Try and drink your coffee while it's still hot and work on final revisions of your novel. The last bit of my latte actually went a little cold there, but I shall finish it because my coffee normally gets cold anyway. So welcome. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad you're working on the final revisions of your novel. I'm also working on revisions of my novel, or at least writing the scenes that the revisions pointed out that I need to add to or include. so excellent. I'm glad that you found this place. Okay, there's more to chat about, but I hear the beeping, which means Our last sprint of the day is starting. So we got 20 minutes of deep work here, people, and then we'll be back for another chat after, and then that's it. I'm burning burning precious writing time, and I've burnt even more now. Bye. All right. That is our third and final sprint of the day done. Just had a little jump scare from my music because it faded at the end of the last song just as the sprint ended. And I'm like, oh, that's perfect timing. And then a new song starts as playlists work. Scared me. Fooled me. I saw there's a lot of chat going on here about Avatar: The Last Airbender and Legend of Korra and cartoons in general. And yes, I am of the firm belief that Avatar: The Last Airbender is one of the greatest stories ever written, one of the greatest cartoons ever made, for sure, one of the greatest shows ever made. As Ashley points out, there's this like stigma against the art form that is cartoons. And I think it's less and less these days. And I think it, if I may be so academic here, stems from a time when cartoons used to be predominantly for children, right? That was a medium that was mostly for kids, and that has changed over the years, in large part because of like Japan and South Korea and China having, anime, and I forget the names for anime equivalents. My apologies. Um, from different areas, but clearly there are some anime for children. There's a lot of anime that children should not watch. Speaking of my wife being a teacher, a lot of the kids are like, I'm watching Jujutsu Kaisen. It's like, you should not be watching that, child. That is wholly inappropriate. I don't care if it's a cartoon. Don't be watching that, kid. But I'm not their parent. I can't stop them from watching it. But I think then you have stuff like Invincible is very popular. It's not necessarily my jam, but has been. Hotel. Um, Avatar was kind of like, I think Avatar, beyond being a great story, did a very good job in showing the world that cartoons aren't just for kids. Because it is still, its target audience is a younger demographic for sure, but it's something that can be appreciated by adults because it is so well written and so well done. And I think after Avatar, not for a little bit still, but after that, you see a lot more cartoons written and made for adults or for an older, like young adult audience. So, um, JK will traumatize the babies. You'd think so, right? You'd think so, but they watch it nonetheless. It was what's not Apothecary Diaries. There's one anime that, and forgive me for this one, everyone, but it's at an orphanage, and they learn that the kids like are being eaten by demons or monsters or something in like the first episode. And I haven't watched beyond the first episode. And someone tell me what that anime is. I'm sure you know. But a student recommended that to my wife, and it's like, what are you kids watching these days? I say, having been a teenager who grew up watching a lot of anime. So yeah, the Promised Neverland. Yes, thank you, Danny. Thank you, Rosalinda. Thanks for joining us. And yeah, I think I'll wrap it up here before. Oh yeah, yeah. I feel like Clone Wars also forgot it was a kids show after the first season. Another great example of something that, especially the Clone Wars came out a while ago now, right? In that kind of transition area, and I think that's responsible for a lot of people being adults and liking cartoons as well. Um, but yeah, there is still definitely a stigma associated with it. There will be people who will go to their grave thinking that cartoons are for kids, not in a malicious sense most of the time, but just because that's how it was when they were growing up, and they haven't been exposed to the beauty that is a very well crafted and well written cartoon. Even the name, like the term cartoon, it it is it's stigmatizing in itself, right? You can say something is a cartoon of something to insult it, or it's cartoonish to say that it is laughable or poor or whatnot. So maybe there's a terminology change that we need there. Gargoyles I loved being or watching when I was a kid. um as Kyo says here, Don't forget to copy and paste your words into your respective projects if you haven't done so already. Thank you, because I always forget to say that. Uh, so yeah, if you join me in wordsprints.org, make sure to copy those words out, put them into your Dabble project or whatever you're writing in. If you haven't joined Dabble U Campus already, that is our free community of thousands of authors, both dabblers and non-dabblers alike. You can go to dabbleu.com, or you can, in the link, like it's in the description box somewhere down there. And you can try out Dabble free for 14 days, no credit card required at dabblewriter.com. That trial also gets you access to Dabble U Academy, and we have our workshop roundtable tonight. We have over 50 hours of workshop recordings. We have 5 premium courses. We have a great community for Academy members there, as well as a bunch of other stuff going on. And it's a double Doug day, as TW says. It is a double Doug day, because I will see you if you are a Dabble U Academy member. I will see you later today, 6 p.m. Eastern. Reminder, if you are not in North America, or if you're in part of North America that doesn't do the time change, that might be an hour earlier than you're used to based on the last handful of months. All right. As Nakana says here, thank you everyone for co-working today. I got over almost 2,200 words written because you all showed up here and wrote alongside me. I probably wouldn't have been this productive if I had not been here writing with you. So thank you for being here. I hope you had a great time, and I will see you either later today or next week.